Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brandon from Audio Addiction. I know I took a little bit of a break. I obviously look different because I got my hair cut. It's a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but, hey, we're still here. We're alive. We have the haircut on point, so, eventually it's all going to grow back anyway, so it doesn't matter. But thank you guys for hanging out. If you're watching this live, much love. If you're watching this in the past, I hope you're having a great spooky night because I'm recording this on Halloween Eve, whatever. I just consider this to be Halloween now because I know Halloween is on a Monday. So, whatever. Stuff that doesn't matter to you guys. You came here for a reason, so I do appreciate you spending the time here. But we're going to be checking out Fit for a King's newest record, The Hell We Create. I've been a big fan of this band for quite a bit. The last record I did a review on was Dark Skies. I didn't really like the path that much. There was a couple songs that I enjoyed, but for whatever reason, just wasn't hitting me the same. But I did hear clips and bits and pieces of this newest album, and I was pretty hyped about it. And, obviously we're going to be getting into the entire album. And we're going to be listening to all of it, so I'm very excited to not only listen to it, but also to hopefully enjoy it as well. I think there's only one feature on this, and it's with Times Like These, which features Jonathan Vigil of The Ghost Inside. I love Jonathan. He's awesome, and I'm so glad that The Ghost Inside are back and are doing music again. They're so cool. Would love to have them on the channel as well. That would be very sick. But yeah, I knew this was coming out, wanted to do a review of it. So if you are joining me, much love. I know I keep saying that, but honestly, very, very appreciative. And honestly, the comments I've been getting recently on just videos in general have been just so wholesome. It brings a tear to my eye, and I love doing this. So thank you very much for hanging out and enjoying this. Also, just to get a little bit of messy work out of the way, I will also be going live again a little later tonight, 11:30 Eastern time, on the East Coast. I'll be reviewing The Gloom in the Corner's newest record, Trinity. They are on Sharp Tunes Records. If you haven't checked them out, come hang out with me. It's going to be a late one, but very excited to get into that album as well. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. We're going to get into the first track, the title track, The Hell We Create. This is Fit for a King's 7th studio album, which is awesome. I'm so glad that they're continuing to do stuff and reinventing their sound. And so very excited to get into this one. So let's get into the first track, guys. Track number 1, The Hell We Create. Let's give it a listen, guys. Love this intro. Super sick. All right. Oh, that's some sick double bass. Oh, I like that. All right.
This is the hell we create.
Oh man, drums are going off. All right.
Take over the throne and take away everything. No mercy for the ones who break the best. Weak conviction, fragile sovereignty. No hope, bloodshed into the vision. Running straight
breakdown. Drum roll. What an intro track, holy shit. Alright guys, if you're just tuning in, that is track number 1, The Hell We Create, off of the title of the album, The Hell We Create, out now, links below if you want to go pick it up. But man, this one was a fun one. I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. It reminded me of some very like OG metal stuff. The first band that comes to mind really is like a Miss May I, like old school like Miss May I kind of sound, as well as a like kind of also in the same vein as well, Killswitch Engage, like probably first couple records definitely has that like OG kind of metal feel to it, which I always appreciate. I don't know who did the drumming on this. I don't know if it was Jared, or I know they have Trey from Invent Animate doing drums for them now. So I don't know if this was Trey or Jared. So let me know in the comments who it is. I want to say it's Trey just offhand, but I'm not 100% sure. But I thought this one was a really great kind of starter song. Like I haven't listened to them in quite a bit. I will say that much, but really enjoyed this. The double bass, the drumming on this track was absolutely nuts. So that's why I kind of am more so leaning towards Trey, because I know he's a fantastic drummer. So I wanted to say it's him, but I'm not 100% sure. But really enjoy this one. I think Ryan Kirby he's just doing a fantastic job. When I initially found out that he was switching over to do both cleans and screams, I was a little concerned because I really do love his screaming, but I was a little bit kind of like taken aback. I was like, okay, I like Tuck's singing too. And go check out his other project, Off-Road Minivan. Great project. But yeah, I like Tuck's singing, but it kind of took me a little bit of time for Kirby's vocals to grow on me. And I feel like with this album thus far right now, I really do like it. I think what he's doing is a little bit different. I know more so within The Path, that's where a lot of those vocal changes came from in regards to working out his clean. So I will say from The Path to this album, I will say the vocals definitely have improved a lot, which I would imagine because of touring and allowing him to grow vocally. I think there is a lot to give kudos for, because he sounds awesome. And that last breakdown at closer to the end of the track was just, that one hit. Loved it. That double bass again was off the chain, so sick. And also at the same point, like that, like the rhythm change towards like that second half of the breakdown was really sick as well. But I feel like this one was kind of middle of the road. It wasn't like too out there, I guess, for fans I feel like for fans of Fit for a King who have been with them for a while, this is going to seem pretty run of the mill. I wouldn't say there's anything particularly just like out there, but I also say they keep very much in the metal sphere of things. But if you did like The Path, I definitely feel like you're going to enjoy this track a lot more, just because I can imagine just the crossover appeal with that. But overall, really thought this one was a solid one. Good way to start the record off with, just an angry one. We love it. So this one was fun. I feel like this one will grow on me. I wasn't initially like sold on it, but now I'm feeling like this is a good one. And I think with more listens, I'm gonna probably like this one a lot more, especially towards like just the way that they crafted this song. I think was a lot better. And I know that Dan Gailey, I don't know. I know Phineas is doing the Christmas Burns Red, and I know he's been in Fit for a King for quite a bit now. So I feel like you can definitely hear his like writing style having an influence on what it is. I know Bob also does a lot of the writing still for Fit for a King, but I know it's kind of like a combination of them collectively coming together. But you can hear a lot of like Phineas influence on this track, certainly, which is, can't argue with that. I love Phineas, still love them very dearly, and so I feel like there's a lot of like common ground between not only Fit for a King in this track, but as well as Phineas. So if you like that, if you like Phineas, you're gonna like this track most likely. So solid thumbs up, definitely enjoyed this one, and we're gonna move it on to the second track, which is End the Other Side. So let's give it a listen.
The other side.
So sick.
A lifetime of mourning inside of me, rising so high I can barely breathe. That best place to down, blinded by the thought of a life with a down. You will take on our eyes. This is a plague produced by the body. Torment, fate, and
my god. Oh, that was wild. Guys, just tuning in. Track number 2, and The Other Side. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was in regards to Kirby's wife, who had, I think she has some health complications, and I believe this is the lyrical perspective from him being, obviously it's his wife, so I imagine he has a lot of emotions behind that, and you can definitely hear it in a song like this. Love that beginning riff. Again, very Phineas. I know I'm probably going to beat that horse into the ground, but you can tell a lot of that like Phineas influence in a track like this, especially with just, again, that main like guitar riff felt very along those lines. I will say that this one was really well put together as well. Really have enjoyed both tracks thus far. I really like the chorus of this song. I thought that one was just so good. And again, kind of piggybacking on Kirby's ability to grow as a vocalist. I think he's got a great cleans. He's really got some really great clean singing. And I have to say, again, from the step up from the Path to this album, I would say he is improved so much more on his clean fronts, which is really great. As well as that breakdown hit. Whew. That is great, and I also love that he's continuing the tradition of having that really long scream. I love that. I love that he continues to do that, because to me it's always been really impressive as someone who has seen them play live and also seen him do. I keep forgetting which songs they are, but I know they're just, again, he is an insane screamer, so I always got to give him the props of that. But yeah, as much as I feel like people might not think that he can do it live, he absolutely can. So I gotta, again, give him shouts. But yeah, this one was really solid. I don't feel like it was anything out of the ordinary from if you've been with Fit for a King for a while. It's very much in that same sort of lane in terms of songs, and again, just adding Dan to the band as well, I think adds a lot of unique elements that I felt like maybe were missing on the previous record that didn't really kind of rope me in. I feel like with this album thus far, I've been really in tune with the song structure. The choruses just hit a lot better, and I will say comparatively as well, I just think the band is on a different level with this album as well. So really enjoyed this one. I know this was a single, I believe, so I feel like this is a very good contender for how the rest of the album kind of plays out, but I would argue this one is one of the better ones of the singles. So we're going to have to get in through the rest of it. I know that there is at least another 8 tracks that we have to listen to, so very excited. Guys, if you want to go support Fit for a King, links in the bio. Go check them out. If you want to go pick the record up, go do that. I think almost all of the vinyl is gone, which is kind of wild. So please go pick it up if you are interested in grabbing it. And yeah, so really enjoyed this one. I think both songs were really solid. If I had to pick between the two, I think I'd like this one just a smidge bit better, but overall both of them really solid. And we're gonna get into track number 3, which is Falling Through the Sky. I believe this was another single that was released. I think other than Times Like This, I think that was another one that was released, but they're really just kind of hitting you with the first two first, I guess. End is not a first track, but I don't know what I'm getting at here. End was a great single. We're going to get through Falling Skies right now, and that's another, I'm going to say it's going to be probably a pretty good single. So let's give it a listen. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is track number 3, Falling Through the Sky, off of Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create. Links below if you want to go give it a listen. But I enjoyed this one. I feel like this one, again, I've liked all of them so far. I don't feel like there's anything that is just, like, out of the ordinary from what they do, but I think it's just, like, you know, very solid, very, you know, very much in the Fit for a King lane. Really like the riffing going on in this track. I thought that was really solid. Again, I think the combination of Bobby and as well as Dan just has been great. They've had just the most fantastic riffs right now, so really enjoyed this one. I will say this one has a very, like, Sirius XM Octane kind of feel to it. I don't know if necessarily they were thinking that this song is going to end up on radios, but I could definitely see it being on this if it isn't already. It has a very, like, has a very tailored sound to what I hear on Sirius Octane. I don't particularly listen to that. I'm a bit of a nerd, so I have, like, a music player that I just attach via Bluetooth to my car. So you can read me out in the comments below for having a, you know, MP3 player. But I will say that this one, again, had that sort of radio friendly feel to it. But I feel like it's got some really great grooves to it. It's really catchy. It's kind of got, like, that almost sort of, like, pop metalcore feel that a lot of bands have been kind of doing, and that, again, what shows up on the Sirius Octane. I know I keep beating that horse, but it does really feel that way. And again, it's not a bad option because I think that it would be a very good gateway song to get into Fit for a King, because it does have heavy moments. That breakdown was really sick. I love those sort of electronic elements going on in that song. I thought that was really neat. And it definitely spaced up the breakdown enough to be like, oh, wow, okay, so they're doing something different, and I like that. The choruses were super strong. I will say that, again, this has a lot of Kirby singing, which I'm not hating on. Really do dig it. I like his kind of raspiness to his clean vocals. I think he's really doing a great job of holding that down. But yeah, overall, I think this one was kind of, I would say this one's, I don't want to say it's stale, because I definitely don't feel like it's that. But I will say it's very much along the lines of what you would hear on, like, a, you know, non-standard radio station, like a metalcore or metal station that kind of hits that lane super strong and does a good job of, again, keeping it interesting but nothing too out of the ordinary. So I think it fits well in that lane, and I honestly hope that they're getting a lot of good feedback for that song, because I think that the way it's created was really well put together too. I enjoyed all of the sort of different little tidbits in there. But overall, nothing too crazy. Nothing out there that I feel like if you've been a Fit for a King fan, especially I would say the past 2 albums, and it's going to be very similar to that sort of sound. So especially the ones that are a little bit more on that fringe of being kind of more palatable metalcore, if that's a term or phrase. But yeah, solid song, nothing too crazy, but definitely will get caught in your head, which is I imagine the point of this song. So really like it, and maybe it'll be on my gym rotation, who knows. But the next song, listen, I'm in interview mode right now for whatever reason, so I don't know why I was gonna say question. But next song is Sink Below, and I feel like this one's gonna be a heavy one. I just have that feeling, So let's give this one a listen and get into track number 4, guys. So.
Now I'm
Might be wrong.
Now I sink below. The end of reason. I'm giving up on holding in the weight. The pressure couldn't change, it's been with
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, this was track number 4, Sink Below, off of Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create. Links in below if you'd like to go give it a purchase or help out Fit for a King. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it. This one, I almost thought this was going to be a heavy one. A little bit surprised. I was a little bit surprised that this one was a little bit more on that like traditional kind of metal sound. Really like this one. Again, very Phineas influence. I'm gonna beat that into the ground, but I will say that definitely had more of those riffs, which I love. Daniel, I think, is such a fantastic guitar player, and I really loved the previous Phineas record that just came out not too long ago. I think it came out last year, but I love that band so much, and so for him to be in this band is always a great addition. So this one was really cool. I will say that the breakdown was really tight. Whoever, again, I don't know if it's Trey or Jared that did the drumming on this album, but God, they just smashed that. The drum fills on that breakdown were nuts. Love it. Fantastic. Big salutes to whoever did the drums on this album because they are ripping it up. But yeah, this one felt very old school metal, very much in the lane of like a Kill Switch Engaged, as well as maybe kind of like an As I Lay Dying kind of vibe, which I definitely like. And you can hear the strong influence of those bands on a track like this, and I think even The Hell We Create as well was very like old school metal inspired, which I like. Jared said, Brandon, yes, I did. I mentioned it at the top of the show. I'm just gonna tangent for myself for about like half a second, but I said to the lady, I was like, can you please cut my hair short, but like enough to like style it back, and she cut it way too short. No fault of her own, you know. I am growing to love this sort of haircut, but yeah, I think I need to put a little gel action in there. Who knows? But also Jared said, bro, this album was so much better than I thought it would be. I feel like thus far it's been kind of like middle of the road. I did like The Path as well. Not nearly as much as previous material. I'm more of a Creation Destruction, like Death Grip kind of fan. So I feel like when they do a lot more of those like dumb heavy albums, I really dig it. So this has been really good. Thus far, I will say, being 4 tracks in, really enjoy this. I don't feel like there is anything out of place, but I would definitely like to hear just a song that I could like punch a hole through a wall somewhere, you know. So I'm waiting. I feel like towards the end of the album they might get a little bit darker. I know that Kirby hinted at this album being a little bit more dark in terms of the themes, and obviously, as you can tell by the album art, it's going to be darker. But yeah, I like this song so far. Again, the metal influences were strong on this one, but overall, pretty good. Again, if you like The Path, I feel like you're gonna really enjoy this album a lot more than I think older Fit for a King fans. But I think if you are pretty open and you love like classic metal, you're gonna dig this album too as well. But enjoyed this song. The chorus was really solid. Again, I think Kirby is just doing a fantastic job on the cleans front as well. He's grown so much as a vocalist too. I got to give him a lot of credit because he really kind of hits all the gambit right now, which is awesome. And then Jared said, "Bro, looks sick." Thank you, fam. You know, just trying to keep it fresh, keep it a little bit different. You know, keep you on your toes. So. We're going to get into the next track, which is track number 5. This one is called Reaper. And Jared, let me know in the chat what your favorites are so I can be on the lookout for them. So track number 5, Reaper. Let's give it a listen. Oh, if this isn't a heavy song, I'm going to be so pissed.
Every day I'm on death row.
All right.
Repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow? Breaking down before the bed. Every day I'm on death row.
sick.
Every day I'm on death row.
Oh, okay. They heard my cries when I had to do a song.
Was I born just to die slow? Breaking down before the bed. Every day I'm on death row. Repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow? Breaking down before the bed. With third eyes waiting for the descent. When will the clock stop the torment? Eyes bleeding out, draining from my skull. Sit back and watch the death blow. Burns, I can't escape the decay. Ruin, my time slipping away. The price I paid. The price I paid is a life in vain. Death playing on repeat, playing on repeat.
This is sick.
Every day I'm on death row. Repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow? Breaking down before the bed. Every day I'm on death row. Repeating over and over again. Was I born just to die slow? Breaking down before the bed.
Alright.
We don't have time.
If this doesn't go full nuclear, I'm going to be very surprised.
We don't have time. Time
This build up, man.
has us.
Oh, man. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That was... Oh, man. I feel... I ate my words on that one. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this was track number 5. This was Reaper. Yeah, this one was a heavy one. I definitely jumped the gun on this one. I can't believe I need a moment. I need a moment. God, this one was so heavy. Oh, this was so good. Oh my God. All right. I think. All right. I can collect myself and collect. Okay. Okay. Guys, this was Reaper. Really, again, kind of expected this to be a heavy one, but not nearly what I expected this to be. This is another level of heavy. I feel like they were doing their very best Lorna Shore kind of vibe. This had blast beats. This had some like this darkened metal sort of sound. God, it just starts off angry and just gets more pissed off as the song progresses. And I mean, who doesn't love a song like that? But my God, that last breakdown, I can't. It's unfathomable that breakdown was so sick. Loved it. This one was such a fun track, and again, it's gonna be one that is gonna probably show up on my gym playlist, because I feel like I could just like pick up my entire desk and like the floor and fucking like throw it somewhere, you know, like this will give you like at least 20 plus strength at the gym. But this one was so good. The drumming on this was like absolutely nuts. It was on another level. And again, Kirby just continues to just go off the wall and just like go off, and I gotta give him a lot of credit, because I feel like he did stuff vocally that I haven't heard him do in quite a bit. He did a nice like fry scream almost, and then he's doing these like these gutturals. They were so sick. Man, this one was probably my favorite one. I I have a high feeling that this is probably going to be my favorite track off the album. And I imagine if you've been a fan of Fit for a King for a while, I can imagine this one's going to be pretty high up on that list for you as well. But my God, this one was just dummy heavy, and we love that. So definitely one to give a listen if you haven't already. Definitely would recommend giving this one just to start off. I know I am very much a stickler for listening to the album from front to back, but this one, again, was a dumb, heavy track that if you go to the gym like myself, you're going to enjoy this one. So, really fun one. Just a heavy track. Literally, I could just say that, and that would be it, but honestly, it was just such a masterclass in heaviness. So, definitely dug this one, but we're going to move it on to track number 6, which is Times Like This, and this one features a Jonathan Vigil of The Ghost Inside. So I'm very excited because I do like Jonathan screaming, so let's go give it a listen. Riffs right off the bat, riffs. Go Kirby. Those layered screams. The double bass, man. Holy shit. Footwork is on point. Oh, we're getting a sick guitar solo? Okay, respect. Oh, okay, John. Take it home, baby. Let's go. We'll rise together when our scars have healed. Oh, that's still right. Sorry. We'll rise together. We will rip you from your throne. Oh yeah, let's go. Crawl from within till your skin rots. Piles of hypocrites climbing to the top. Crawl from within till your skin rots. Alright, that was tight. I'm getting all sweaty now. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this was track number 6. This one's called Times Like This. This one features Jonathan Vigil of The Ghost Inside. Say less. I love this song. I think arguably out of the 3 singles, I'd probably say this one's my favorite. Really enjoyed it. I think Jonathan, again, that nice, like, everything gets silent in that one spot, and then the breakdown hits, and then they pause again, and then the feature comes in. Oh, that was so sick. I will also say this song, I think, sonically really encapsulates the album as well. It's got that real, like, kind of like lead driven guitar riff. Love that. Again, Dan, goated. I love Dan. He is fucking sick. But yeah, a lot of that influence, which is great. Again, if you've been a metal fan for a while and you know the artistry of that, then you can definitely hear a lot of that sort of sound in this track. I will also say the chorus was super sick. I love the kind of like, again, very metal sort of sound that chorus really digs up. I will also say as well, love Jonathan's feature. I'm a little bit biased because I love The Ghost Inside. I think they're a fantastic band. If you haven't checked them out, please go give them a listen. They're awesome. One of the most influential, I would say, metalcore / hardcore band of the scene for sure. And love what they do. So it was cool to have him featured on a track like this, because I don't feel like he really has done any features since The Ghost Inside has come back. So he sounds exactly the same as I remember him. You know, I haven't listened to Ghost Inside very recently, but it just took me back. So I like that. That was great. And again, had such a good, like, energy to it. I think it starts off strong and ends super strong, which I feel like for a single, it's always a good thing. The energy level was there. But yeah, Ryan is absolutely smashing it thus far. I will say, I hope the second half of the album is like just banger on banger, because Reaper, to start off that second half of the album, chef's kiss. It was so good, so heavy, so not what I was expecting from this record. And then Times Like This, I feel like, is a good amalgamation of Reaper's heaviness, but also kind of mixing in like the Hell We Create, like Sink Below, that kind of sound. So definitely one to keep your eye out for. Another one that I will definitely be adding to my gym playlist, because this one is an absolute beater of a song. So we love it. We're going to check in on to the next track, guys, which is Eyes Roll Back. Let's go give it a listen. Ooh, this is cool. I like this intro. I like it. Oh, what the fuck? This has got to be 8-string shit. Oh.
See it again and again.
Oh my god!
As I keep my mouth shut, in silence I will dig my own grave. Born into chaos, meant to stay pain in every time. Wake up, and feel my insides burn. My eyes roll back, exposing intricacies of my consciousness. No explanation to the creation of this mess.
Oh my god, what the fuck is going on with this album? Holy shit.
I drop forward and all I see is death. My terror, you're gonna hold at me. Been down to the ground with the devil's game. I'm losing sanity. My terror, your teeth are sinking deep. Wave after wave, the panic will face.
Holy shit, this is wild.
Look below, there's nothing to fear. Hell is empty, the devil is here.
Oh my god!
Take to be come to life. With every labored breath I bring myself closer to death. The horrors of the inside await the day to become to life. I can't take my way out. I terror. You're gonna hold the thing. Bit down to the ground with the devil's gate. I'm losing sanity. I terror. Your teeth are sinking deep. The panic will burst. I terror.
That was... Oh my god. I can't even with... Every time they throw a curveball to me. Every time. Okay, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is track 7, Eyes Roll Back, off of Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create, out now, links in the bio, or description, whatever, I don't know, I forgot. Honestly, I'm forgetting what platform we're even on now at this point, but I thought Reaper was heavy. Jesus Christ, this is even heavier than that song. I should just stop putting my foot in my mouth at this point. This one was wild. If you just tuned in, you missed a completely obliterating song that you need to go rewind and go listen to this song, because your boy's sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am sweating right now because this one is arguably heavier than Reaper, and I thought that song was heavy. So this one was far heavier than that. I will say I would guess they're using, and I'd probably be pretty accurate on saying this, they used an 8-string guitar on this one, because this one is like dummy thick with 2 C's, maybe 3 C's, probably 3 C's, heavy. And this one was great. I think this one was what I was expecting from them. And I think this album thus far has been a great amalgamation of older Fit for a King albums. So I think there's a nice sprinkling of like heaviness that I imagine there's probably going to be one more heavier song if I had to guess, but I could be wrong. But I think this is a really good amalgamation for myself, being an older fan of Fit for a King. These songs, like, I would definitely say Reaper and Eyes Roll Back remind me of some of those older Fit for a King albums. And then, you have songs like, I keep mentioning them, but like The Hell We Create, Sink Below, Times Like This, where they're a little bit more similar to more current Fit for a King albums, where like The Path and Dark Skies, where there's more clean singing, and as well as that there's more of a sort of traditional kind of metal feel to it. This one definitely does not fall in that category, so I just want to make sure that's clear. But this one, not even remotely what I was expecting Fit for a King to do, and I think that this album thus far has thrown me so many curveballs, and I love that. I feel like they kind of took a page out of like a Silent Planet song, because it definitely has that like just wall of sound. So I think they went to Drew Folk for this album again, and he just made this absolutely sound massive. So I like this song. You already know I'm about the heaviness, but man, this one kind of took it to another level. So definitely enjoyed this one a ton. I'd probably say right now, my top 3, this is going to be very difficult, but I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to do Eyes Roll Back as number 1. I probably put Reaper at number 2, and then Times Like This I probably put as number 3. Honorable mention, I would probably put The Hell We Create. I really enjoyed that one thus far, but we still have 3 more songs, so I don't want to feel like this is my locked and loaded answers, but I will be sure to let you know what my favorites are when we get to the end of it. But yeah, I really do enjoy this one. This one was a absolutely fun track, and again, so heavy for no reason whatsoever, but I appreciate it. It's always a good thing. And guys, let me know in the comments what your favorite song was, or songs on the album was. So drop them down below. We're gonna move it on to track number 8, which was Fracture. So let's give it a listen. All right.
Alone in the darkest sea, your love cuts
This is cool. I like the electronic elements of this song.
Embraced by the coldest breeze, a sadness I can't hide. And I will
His cleans are so good too. Holy shit. I know you keep saying it, but for real.
losing myself 'cause I was holding on to the person that I saw inside. Every lie you justified. Now I'm leaving you behind. I don't need you in my life. You in my life. I don't need you. All this time I wasted, lost in your eyes. The endless cycle shows comfort I'll never know. And now we're worlds apart, but I still feel you. Losing myself 'cause I was holding on to the person that you were inside. Every lie you justified. Now I'm leaving you behind. I don't need you in my life. You in my way down onto the brimstone. Suffocate, suffocate. You make me feel like nothing. Separate, separate. I need release from the thoughts of the love. I'll find my peace in the fraction that showed me. You mean nothing. You mean nothing to me. I was holding on to the person that you were inside. Every lie you justified. Now I'm leaving you behind. I don't need you in my life. You in my life. I don't need you in my life. You in my
All right, guys, that was Fracture. This was off of The Hell We Create, track number 8. Go check it out. Links in the bio. Go give it some love. This one was really good. Very similarly to Falling Through the Sky, this one has a very radio quality to it. I would say maybe a little bit less than Falling Through the Sky. But this one was really well put together. I loved, again, this one utilized a lot of Kirby's singing, clean singing. And I know I keep mentioning how much of a how much of an step up he has gotten since like the previous records, the path. I think his vocals have gotten so much better, more in tuned, and it feels like he's improved so much, and I like seeing that as someone who has kind of followed their journey throughout. I think this is, well, not I think, I know that this is their 7th studio album, and just to see how much that they have changed and grown over that time frame has been really cool. Going from songs that were just like, again, 7-string, just dumb heavy, to, you know, having stuff where it's a little bit more darker with, you know, Death Grip and kind of taking in those sorts of vibes, and then with the path kind of getting more into that like old school metal sort of feel, especially like early 2000s kind of metal sound. But I think this one kind of is a good sticking point. I will say that there were moments where I was like, okay, this is really well put together. The song itself had a great sort of energy to it, as well as I really appreciated the way that the layered vocals are. And I feel like with a lot of these songs, the layering on this album collectively has been really great. Especially more so with the screaming. I think the way that Drew had kind of put the screaming together on this album has been fantastic. There was moments where you could hear like the separation of screams as well, where you could hear more of that higher range, that higher kind of cut of, you know, a Fry scream, and then you could hear a lot of that low end of like the real like low, as well as kind of maybe like almost guttural sort of sounding screams as well, and just finding that kind of variation between, because I think Ryan has such an incredible screaming range, and so sometimes that can be a little bit difficult to kind of put together. And I feel like with previous albums, they've done a pretty good job of kind of doing that, but I feel with like each release, they've kind of been able to articulate that a little bit better, which is always a good thing. But yeah, a lot of clean singing on this one. Not really mad about it. I think that I can find a lot of similarities to how Sam Carter from Architects has improved his vocals as well, which is really nice. And I think that Ryan has really taken, or Kirby, I know there's 2 Ryans in the band. So if people don't know, there's Tuck as well as there's Kirby. Kirby is the vocalist and frontman, and Tuck is the bass player, and I know he does vocals live as well, so go give a shouts to Tuck. Love that dude. But yeah, I think that, you know, Kirby has just done a fantastic job of really just really dedicating himself to doing the clean singing a little bit more, because I know in interviews that I've seen of him, he was a little bit reserved in terms of wanting to do clean singing. I know it was something that he's always wanted to do but hasn't really felt comfortable doing, and I felt like with the path there was that lack of I want to say understanding, but there was this lack of like push to like feel like, man, he's really trying. He's really trying for those cleans. But I feel like with this album thus far, the confidence is there. Like you can hear it in the vocals. You can hear it. You know, I've seen clips of him doing some of these songs live. And so I feel like he's really holding it down, not only in the studio, but also being able to perform these live, because it's a little, you know, there is a difference in that aspect of seeing a song come together live and, you know, versus on a record. So I think he does a great job of matching those two things. And again, really enjoyed this one. This one was a fun track. There wasn't really anything that was too out of the ballpark from what this album has brought thus far. But really enjoyed this one. This one was a good one. I think this one was my favorite of the clean singing thus far. I think he really just stepped out of the box and did a lot of great stuff. So kudos to Kirby. You know, kudos, my man. Love it. We're going to move it on to track number 9, which is Reaching Out. So let's give it a listen.
Oh, it can get easier dealing with the pain.
I think this is tough.
Watching through the window begins to fade. Reaching out to someone to take it all away. I know it can get easier. Just wish it was today. I see you lost in the darkness. Your body's breaking down, so afraid and tormented. Letting sorrow weigh the ground. Another sad affair, a mother left stranded. Somewhere in the air, fighting short-handed. Don't let the shadow take the light. I know it can get easier. Dealing with the pain. Watching through the window as the light begins to fade. Reaching out to someone to take it all away.
Nice.
I know it can get easier. Just wish it was today.
This one's really solid. I like this one a lot, actually.
Left to live in a shell, so hollow. Fighting with the grief, the bitter sting of rejection. Forsaken, a detriment to the healing. Another sad affair, a mother left stranded. Sulfur in the air, fighting short-handed. Don't let the shadow take the light. I know it can get easier. Dealing with the pain. Watching through the window as the light begins to fade. Reaching out to someone to take it all away. I know it can get easier. Just wish it was I know it can get easier. Dealing with the pain. Watching through the window as the light begins to fade. Reaching out to someone
Ooh, nice
to
harmony.
take it all away. I know it can get easier. Just wish it was today.
The melodies on this track are so good. I like this one. This one is good. Like this real, like, ambient, ethereal kind of ending. This is cool. Little piano. I like it. I like it. Alright, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is track number 9, Reaching Out, off of Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create. Links in the bio to go pick it up if you so feel. It'd be very cool if you did. If not, go stream it, go share it, whatever you want. Definitely do that, because they're the boys. We love Fit for a King here. This one was very good. I would argue this one was in my top favorite songs. I love that they started out with Tuck. I always loved Tuck's vocals. Off-Road Minivan is such a fantastic band, and if you haven't given his side project a listen, definitely do it, because I feel like in this band, I feel like he doesn't get as much of a spotlight, but whenever he does, I always appreciate it, because I think he's got such a unique, clean vocal that instantaneously I knew it was Tuck. So that was very neat. And almost a callback to Slave to Nothing. I know he did one song, I think it's called Skin and Bones, I'm pretty sure, where he did primarily the clean singing on that track, and that was before the Kirby shift to being just the clean end screams of the band. But I really think they did a good job of not only meshing Tuck's vocals with Kirby's vocals, but I love the fact that they did harmonies. It's been something that I feel like I don't know if it's maybe particularly the song that needs to have the sort of harmonies, but it almost felt like a long time coming for me. Like, I'm surprised they kind of haven't done it a little bit sooner than this point. I could be wrong, could be misspeaking. They could have done it prior to this point, but from my knowledge point, I don't believe they have done it. And this one just felt very natural. I think the song structure was really put together super well. The breakdown was definitely out of the blue, but fit super well into the track as well. And the layering of the vocals, you could even hear, like, I think in the chorus there was some like screaming, but it was I think it was I think decibel level is a little bit lower, so like it kind of blended more so into the track, which is great. I don't feel like that's kind of more of a standout feature to the song, but I do appreciate the addition to it because I think it adds a lot of depth and a little bit more character to the album as a whole, and more specifically reaching out. But overall, really thought this song was probably one of the best softer songs on the album. I think that this one isn't quite like, a super, super soft song, but I think it has elements that make it soft, and I think that they did a great job putting everything together. I love the addition of piano towards the end of the song as well. I thought that was well crafted and well accentuated in this track particularly. But yeah, this one, I would say this one was one of my favorites. Vocally, I think it really stands out as well, and just was an overall vibe. It was a good one. So I would say this one's in my top 5 off this album. So we're gonna get into the last track. I know, End of the Road. I'm gonna be very upset once this is done with, but I will give you my entire thoughts on the entire record momentarily. So let's get into the last track, track number 10, which is What You Left Behind. So let's give it a listen. I like this intro. This is tight. I like this. Ooh, this like symphonic element. All right. The double bass. So nuts.
This house doesn't feel like home. When the ghost of the past walk through these halls, just a part of the syndrome. Skeleton so lost in the walls. I don't run, cause I can't escape. Every time they call my name.
Laid down, dragged down in the pouring rain. Left to drown, I see it on their face. Every promise you have broken. Another crack formed in the foundation. Maybe they'll hear us screaming from our lungs. Maybe they'll see us standing in our graves, fighting through our pain, through our pain.
Oh, this double bass part. Oh my god.
Awakening empty tomb, floating echoes
Dynamically, this
reside
song
that
is
were
so
left by
out of
you.
bounds.
Living
Wild.
life in a circle. I feel you here. You're the toxin in this room. I can't run, I can't escape until the day that you're erased.
completely destroy me with this last breakdown? I feel like they might.
They may be forgotten, but I won't forget the hate that you left, the unpayable debt. With each passing moment, the fire consumes. Your pride will bury you.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Guys, that was the last track. Track number 10, What You Left Behind, off of Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create. Out now. Go check the links in the description if you'd like to go pick it up. If not, go stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you find it. It's probably going to be on there. This one was different. I felt like this is probably their most creative track. I like the sort of electronic elements. I believe at the beginning that was Tuck singing as well again, which is very neat. Always love hearing Tuck on a track, as I mentioned previously. I love the sort of like etherealness of this track. I like that this. I think like structurally, I like the way that this song was put together as well. I like the fact that first verse was taken over by Tuck. The clean singing was taken over by Kirby in that second verse, as well as the choruses. I thought that was really nice, a nice addition, as well as just the insane drumming on this track was just wild. The blast beat, like I don't think it was blast beats, but just like the double bass work on this track was absolutely nuts. And I like the element of that bell at the end and that last breakdown. So sick. I feel like not a lot of bands really utilize that, but it somehow just worked super well in this track. But this one was a bit of a wild card. I don't feel like it was. I don't feel like it was one of the best songs on the record, but I will say creatively, I really enjoyed the variation that this song brought to this album. But overall, I think my thoughts on this album is if you kind of track more so with how I feel on this record, which is if you are a fan of old Fit for a King, there's going to be songs for you. If you are a fan of their last record, The Path, there's going to be a lot of songs that you like. And I think for new listeners, it does a good job of kind of packing everything together into one concise album. I think you get little flavors of previous work that they've done, and this being their 7th studio album, I think that they've done a really great work of putting all of those sorts of sounds together, because I can imagine being a band for that long and having such a longevity. Sometimes things can get a little muddled up, but I feel like with this album, they really did try to do stuff differently. I think they kind of kept well to what they know, and then on top of that, sprinkling in some new flavor as well. I would say for me personally, my favorite tracks were going from Eyes Roll Back as being the number 1 track. Really enjoyed that one. Reaper being number 2, really loved that track too. Again, 2 dumb, stupid, heavy tracks that I hope you guys give a listen to. 3rd being on the list, I love Times Like This, featuring Jonathan Vigil of The Ghost Inside. That was also great. I will say for number 4, I would put Reaching Out. I really enjoyed that one. And then I would say the first track, The Hell We Create, the title song, I would probably put that as number 5. So that would be my favorite off the album, which is half of the album. So I really enjoyed this. I think this one will absolutely grow on me. Initially, again, didn't really do much listening of The Path, and I felt like this one is kind of more my speed, more in what I like and what I enjoy. But overall, fun album. Definitely took me by surprise on a lot of these tracks, which is always a good thing. And then I think on top of that, I think they're always building off of what they know and what they're doing well. It's very clear to see that they're doing well because they're on tour with I Prevail now. So if you can go get a ticket, I know it's been very difficult. I'm pretty sure that I Prevail like blew up on TikTok, and so all the shows are sold out. So that's not cool, but hey, whatever. I hope people enjoy the show regardless. But yeah, I think that for myself, I really think that this album requires more than once over. And I know that I will be getting my mileage in on this album, certainly, because I think I think they did a really good job of kind of encapsulating old and new Fit for a King. And, you know, I felt like with the last album, I didn't really enjoy it as much. And this one, I think I can go back and listen to and find a lot of enjoyment with. So let me know in the comments what you think about Fit for a King's newest record, The Hell We Create. Megan said she really enjoyed this record, which is awesome. Hopefully you can go pick it up. But yeah, I think this one was really solid, and overall really enjoyed it. So let me know what your favorite songs are in the comment section below. If you are still watching this live, let me know as well what your favorites were. Would love to know. And yeah, guys, I will be streaming again very shortly. What I mean by very shortly, if you're watching this currently right now, I'm going to be going live again in roughly a half an hour to go give a listen to The Gloom in the Corner's newest album, Trinity. Please go give that some love. I'm going to be listening to it. I'm very excited. It has a ton of features on it, which, you know, your boy loves a good feature. So I'm very excited to get into that album. I have no idea what their sound is, but people have been just jiving with this record, so very excited to get into it. And then as a sneak peek for tomorrow, I will be doing a couple different reviews. Don't know how many to be exact, because would love to do a lot, but you know that requires a lot of energy, so we'll figure it out. But I will definitely be listening to the re-recorded version of Enemy of the World from 4 Year Strong, one of my favorite bands. So I already kind of have an idea of how the album's going to sound, but I wonder if it's going to sound a little bit different from previous 4 Year Strong records. As well as that, I will be doing Love Is Noise, his newest EP that also came out. Another really cool up-and-coming band that I wanted to give a listen to, so we'll be doing that. And then I will probably be doing Flo Omen's newest album as well. It Means to an End. So maybe those three. And then maybe a few others. I know I missed out on Boundaries and Lorna Shore. Those are still coming. I will probably wind up doing those on actual Halloween on the 31st. So if you want to come back and watch those with me and hang out with me to listen to those albums, let me know. And also let me know in the comments below what albums you'd like me to react to coming up very soon. I believe this week is Dayseeker week, so I'm very excited. Dark Sun's going to be coming out. We're going to be listening to it live on Friday, so come hang out, come chill, come do all that stuff. I'm very excited. I loved all the singles thus far, so I'm very hyped. Can this be my album of the year? We'll find out, but you know, again, very excited for those albums. And then I think Avoid's album comes out very soon too, so that's gonna be up there as well. But yeah, let me know what other albums you'd like me to do a live review / reaction of down in the comments. And thank you guys for watching, hanging out. Again, if you're watching this live, come back in 30 minutes. I'll be hanging out again. And then if you are watching this currently, that's not in the in the distant future, if you like the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really does go a long way. I am pretty close to 2,100 subscribers, so if you could hit that sub button, that would be very cool, and I would be very grateful. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you